everyone, it's Miss Kelly from the Wakanda Area Library. Today I'm going to show you what we're doing with this month's Art to Go. Since Valentine's Day is coming up, I thought it'd be fun to do a heart themed project. So inside your kit you're going to find 2 vinyl hearts. This is actually 2. See, some ribbon, a couple felt hearts, and some red confetti stuffing. So you'll need some glue and some scissors. All right, so let's get started. So you're going to take your ribbon, and you can see that I've cut it kind of to a point like that. It's going to help a lot for sewing our heart. And we're going to start here at the top. We're going to start on this one, not right in the middle. We're going to start at the one next to it. And just point that through, and you're going to pull it almost all the way through. You're going to leave a nice chunk out though, probably about 10 inches. Let's check and see. Yeah, about 10 inches you're going to leave out here at the end. Okay. And then you're just going to take that point and sew it back and forth all the way around your heart. Make sure your little holes are lined up really well. And what I did notice is that after you go back and forth a little bit, sometimes at the end of your piece, you'll lose that little point. Just trim a little bit more off, keep it pointy, it makes it easier. So just keep going back and forth. Don't even need a needle that way. Take your time, you don't want to get it tangled. You can see to your ribbon, sometimes it'll get a little twisty over here. Just kind of pull it back out and fluff it out so it looks nice. So when I'm done sewing this heart, we're going to stuff it with this confetti, but if you wanted, you could, if you wanted to give it to someone, maybe you could put some conversation hearts in it, or maybe some Hershey Kisses, or some kind of candies if you want in there, or any kind of stuffing you want. Or even you could write a little note and put it in there. Probably be easier for you guys with your smaller fingers than me, but like I said though, you can see how the end of mine started to get a little frayed, so I can just trim it again. Take my scissors, just cut it on an angle. Don't cut too much off, because you do want a nice long piece. You want another piece just as long as this one at the end, because we're going to tie them at the end. So you don't want to cut too much off. Just cut a little bit off, just to keep your sharp point there. It's like kind of like you're sewing, you know. Just keep going around back and forth, and we're going, you can see we're sewing this way, we're not going around the outside of the edge. I'll do a couple more. I've got one that I've already sewn, so I can show you what we're going to do next. So you're going to go ahead and keep going all the way around your heart. I've got one that I already sewed all the way around, and then I stopped and left this little opening, and that's where I put my stuffing in. I'll put that in there. You can see, so you can still kind of see through, so you can see whatever you put in there. So like if you wrote a note, you'd still be able to read it right through there. Or if you put some shiny foil covered kisses in there, or some conversation hearts, you'd be able to see that. But you can see I kind of make sure you tuck it up in here. If you just want to put stuffing in here, tuck it up into here. All right. A little bit more. Don't overstuff it. It's kind of hard to close then, because remember, you still have to line those little dots back up. Go ahead and finish sewing this one up so I can show you what we're going to do at the end. You can see, oh, mine is really frayed at the end. I'm going to cut that to a nicer point so it's easier to sew. You could even maybe twist it like that. Sometimes it's nice to put a little piece of tape on it so you get like kind of a point, almost like the end of a shoelace. This one especially, not as much the pink ribbon I was using, but this ribbon really frays up really quickly. All right, whoops, I got some little pieces poking out there. You can either just push those down there or pull them out. And if it's starting to look a little not neat, I mean, even if you're still able to sew with it, we could trim it again at the end so it looks nice. You can see my little holes are covered by some of my stuffing. Just make sure you keep going back and forth in the right direction. Don't lose track of which way you're supposed to be going. Okay, so you can see I already have this one is through that middle spot. This is going to be the tricky one. This one now has to go through from this direction. So you're going to you have to do double in that middle spot. So I did notice that if you kind of pull this one out of the way, it leaves a little bit more of a gap to get that through there. Let's see if I can do it. I might have to trim it again. It's a little, mine is getting a little fuzzy from taking it in and out a lot. Trim it one more time. See, this is that point where it might be easier to have a little scotch tape on there. There we go. Okay. So now you see you've got it coming through from both directions like this. All right, this is when you guys need to use your tying skills. You're gonna leave a little loop like this because you want to be able to hang it. And we're gonna tie a bow way up here. So it might help if someone holds it here for you, maybe puts their finger right on there, but we're just gonna tie it just like we tie our shoes. And get your little bow here. You can see I've got a lot of extra. This is why we wanted to wait, and then we'll trim it off at the end. Doesn't matter if you're even at this point. So just make sure your bow's even, the way you like it to look. I suppose you don't really need to make it into a bow. If you want, you could just tie it at the end. All right. I'm gonna pull it tight, make it even. Okay, now I'm gonna trim off these two little arms so that they're about the same size. This one's a lot longer, so I'm gonna trim it down a little bit. And then remember those two little felt hearts that we had? I'm gonna take each one and a little dab of glue, put it right on the end of your ribbon here. Add your little felt heart. Try not to get any glue on the vinyl because you'll definitely be able to see it, so let that guy dry over there. Should be able to, if you get a little on though, it should be able to peel off with it, and you should be able to wipe it off. Okay. If you wanted, you could maybe put a little message on these hearts if you wanted. And there you go. Whoops, my little Valentine heart didn't glue on yet. Lesson, let it dry before you pick it up. There you go. I hope you have fun. Send me some pictures of your completed projects and keep an eye out for next month's Art to Go. Bye now.